Hi guys, I'm here to do an updated version, 2018 version of a tips and tricks video for the Realcare babies. So this is something that would look like when you got the baby. You'll have the car seat, the baby in its little outfit and a bag full of accessories. So I'll go through a few techniques that I have thought that will help you and we'll see. So if you're getting the baby, you'll generally get, like I said, this here, a bag. So you might not have one of these bags, it might just be another bag, or you might not even get a bag. Generally, this is very general, you'll get a bottle, so you have to get a bottle. You'll get the nappy, you'll have the ID that's on your wrist with a band now. I think I've seen green, yellow, all different kinds of bands, pink, but it really just depends. I know the new Reality Works are orange at the moment. So that will be on your wrist with like a hospital designed band, so you can't get it off. That means you have to look after the baby, because each time it cries you need to scan this ID to the baby. So one of those suggestions would be to, when you get the baby, wear a watch or something bigger on your wrist, so maybe like a bracelet, and then get it put on a little bit further up your arm so that it can slide down off your wrist and it's easier to get off. And if you're successful, sorry, that's my dog. No, go away. If you're successful in getting it big enough, I suggest that you take it off your wrist and attach a safety pin to it. So obviously leave the band intact, because we don't want the teachers to know that you've taken the ID off. So unattach the ID and get a safety pin. So this is the ID we'll just use. Put the safety pin through and safety pin this onto the baby in one of the 4 spots. So you can literally put it right on its chest in the front there, so you can see where it always is. And each time the baby starts to cry, we'll ID it automatically for you, so you don't get flustered about trying to pick up the baby and see what's wrong with it and then realise that you haven't actually ID'd it in the first place. That's my #1 tip. That's pretty cool if you can do that, but I'm not saying you'll be able to get away with that. Make sure you keep that ID intact, because some schools will fail you for it. Another thing I'll add on to that, if you can get away with telling a white lie that you have a project to work on, you have after school sports, you have something on the weekend, maybe you have a birthday party that you need to attend, something like that. If you can, just tell the teacher that you have that. I'm not sure how strict it is with ours. It wasn't strict at all, so we could just ask and it would be set up straight away. So that would be like a quiet time period. So let's just say you say, oh, Saturday I have soccer, I've got to play soccer, whatever you have on, the teacher would just turn off for, let's just say, 1 till 3 o'clock, and then you can play your game or whatever. So I don't know if you can do that, but give it a go. If they ask for a permission slip, you can either ask for I don't know, get someone to write you one up or something like that, but it depends on how desperate you are to get a few hours without the baby. A tip I just figured out just then is keep the car seat straps relatively loose. Like, you don't want them completely loose and dangling off, but you also don't want to be like squeezing their arms and getting all freaked out when they're crying to get them out. So make sure that you can get their arms in and out easily. And what I was actually doing was getting him out to show you the next tip, which was, usually they come in an outfit like this, and a lot of people, you do see them just keep their pants off. And when you have to change their nappy, you just have to remove the nappy and put the new nappy on. You don't have to worry about taking the pants off or anything like that. So that's the next tip in things that you get. You usually get a blanket, so if you keep their nappy off, you can literally just chuck a blanket over them and everyone thinks that they're nice and clothed and you love them. Let's see what else I've got. So Again, I'm not sure how the system works in your school, your country, whatever. But most people, I believe, know a few weeks or a few months prior to when they have the baby and they're going to be taking it home. So I suggest that you use this time to buy a few little things. So my first suggestion would be, if you have like $5 to spare, I'm like talking $5 Australian dollars, go online and purchase a rare earth magnet. It only needs to be little. I suggest that you jumped on eBay, Amazon, Wish, I don't know what kind of sites you guys all use or have, and grab a rare earth magnet. I don't know if you can buy one, but I think you can buy like packs of 5 or something like that, and I just had a quick look on eBay in Australia and they were, I think, $3 for 5 of them. And yeah, so if you have enough time, honestly, you will be thanking me so hard. So they're about 1 centimeter wide, so from side to side, and like 0.1 of a centimeter in thickness. That's all you need and it works perfectly fine. If you're having issues with that, double them up, put 2 together, and what this actually does is it will feed your baby for you instead of using the entire bottle. Yeah, so instead of propping the bottle up, all you have to do is grab some blue tack, or putty you guys call it, and if you have an old dummy lying around, or if you go and buy a really cheap dummy from the dollar store or whatever, that way if other people see it, it doesn't look bad and you can just kind of palm it off. You need to make sure it's the right way, so attach it to the bottle, and that's the exact way it needs to go. So this way will face the top of it will, when stuck to the bottle, will face the baby's mouth. So put the blue tack on the bottom, stick this on here, and then fold the blue tack over. Oops, needs to be in the middle. So one side sticks the blue tack to the dummy and the other side sticks the dummy to the baby. Right, so mold that all around and see how that goes for you. And then you can stick the dummy on the baby, and when they're crying for a bottle, that will feed them, and you just rock them. You don't have to worry about the bottle falling off, especially at night. 100%. Honestly, it would be like the best maybe $10 that you spend all up, including getting the dummy. And if you want to, resell it to the next student that has the baby, and that way you'll be like a class hero. But don't let the teacher find out. That's a big secret. I feel like if the teacher finds out, then the project will get changed and you guys will get in trouble, probably have marks removed. So make sure when you take it off, you don't leave any of the residue on their lips. So to make sure you get it all off, just reattach the blue tack, or the putty I think you call it, onto their face to blob all the bits off. Right, so there's that one. If you have some spare time and don't mind spending a little bit of money, go halvesies with all your friends. Buy a 5-pack between 5 of you and spend like 80 cents each or something. Like, honestly. You need to duck down to the thrift store. So this is again back into preparing if you have a long time before you know about the baby. Duck down to the dollar store, to the thrift store, whatever. Grab a few blankets because they're always handy. So you can have one in there, you can have one over the baby to pretend you're a good person, even one over the entire car seat so no one sees that you have a doll in there. If you want to join on in, grab some little clothes if that's all you get with it, and you can either send them back with the baby for the next person to use, or you can take them home and or send them back to the thrift store again, you know, something like that. Another thing that I like to say is keep everything in the car seat. So I'll take this out. We've got the baby in here, we've got his bottle and his nappy, so that's everything that he needs. And if your ID is on your wrist, or if your ID is attached to the baby, it's all in there. So I always do, when I'm checking, when I'm leaving somewhere, I always think of what I need. So to always remember all my things, the ID is usually on your wrist. I think of bottle, diaper or nappy, I rock him, and I burp him. So that's how I remember my two hands do two things. So I rock with my hands and I burp with my hands. And then the two items I do something with. Earlier in this video I also said something about I'm not sure how your school runs the program. Of course I don't know, I don't go there. Our school, what we used to do was you would select a weekend or a night that you wanted to do it, whatever suited. So the teacher would have to agree and you would agree, so you'd sit there and write it on we had a calendar, so you just wrote your name in, and depending on how many babies we had available would depend on how many people could go on that day. So we would choose the baby that we wanted, or generally we'd choose the weekend, and whoever did the weekend with us we would decide between, like it was generally a friend, so you'd say, oh I want the girl or I want the boy or whatever was okay. And that's how it worked with us, very laid back, and it was kind of if you wanted to do it, it wasn't necessary. Whereas some of the schools, it is mandatory for boys and girls both to do it, and they either assign your baby, so like I said, they just line up 1, 2, whatever, or they let you choose a baby. So if your school lets you choose a baby, my suggestion is get into class ASAP. Get there, be the first person in the door. I don't know, the first person, sit wherever you think they're gonna let the first person choose, whatever it may be. You might walk in there and they have the babies all lined up, and you might get to choose straight away. Just, yeah, get there and see what you can do to choose the baby, because you have that baby for like a weekend or a night or whatever, and you want to like that baby, so you need to have some kind of, like, maybe you really wanted a boy, maybe you really wanted a girl, you might have wanted a certain ethnicity, whatever it may be. Get in there and choose it first, because I feel like it will help you deal with the situation at hand. If possible, 100%, I would suggest that you borrow electric swing, rocker or bouncer. The bouncers I don't think are electric, I think maybe they vibrate this day and age. But this is for a number of reasons. So the first reason is if you have the dummy set up, so the magnet with the dummy set up with them, and you take them out of the car seat and put them into an electric swing, you don't have to do anything. They're being rocked and they're being fed in one go, and there's no way that that dummy should come off its blue tack to their face. Although I will say that a few nationalities are harder to attach it to their face, so maybe more putty or something like that, and it should work fine, and just double the magnet up. I know the Caucasian has been the easiest to attach a dummy to, and I've done it the most with as well, so I feel like I know my Hispanic girls, and it's sometimes a little bit difficult. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Borrow a swing or a rocker if you can, and even if you can, borrow a pram. So just from a friend, a family member. You don't need to go and buy one, don't buy one, but yeah, if you can just get one for the day, for the weekend, whatever, I feel like that will help you heaps. Saying that is, with the 3 babies, they have a car seat detection kit. So what it is like a little sensor installed into the car seat, and the baby obviously reads when they're in the car seat and when they're out of the car seat. So when you take the baby home, you want to make sure you take it out of the car seat and put it in something else. So if you can, like I said, borrow the rocker, borrow a pram, or if none of those are available to you, make a clothes basket up. I'm pretty sure a lot of teachers have told me that, because I've seen them so often. Get a washing basket, everyone should have a washing basket, or a drawer, or a box, cardboard box, they don't know what they're in, and chuck a pillow in it and a blanket maybe, and they'll be fine in there. Just need to get them out of the car seat for those purposes of the chip reading inside. Now, another thing with the reading of the baby, the teacher can tell at what time the baby was neglected. So if you missed a bottle at 11:30 at night, it will come up with neglect, 11:30 at night. Sometimes you can say, as soon as you walk in and say, oh look, you know, something happened at, I don't know, I was at my sporting event, I was playing on the field, I ran over, I tried to get to the baby, it was at 1:30, blah blah blah. They might let you off, so just keep that in mind. Take the time that you're pretty sure that you're going to neglect, and just note that to yourself, write it down somewhere so that maybe when you go back to the teacher you can tell a slight white lie and maybe it will let you off, maybe it won't, I don't know. And the baby, for the last thing, this is a huge myth. I don't know why or how people have come to think of this or whatever, but the babies can't record sound. So whatever you say to the baby, it can't hear you. It doesn't get upset around loud noises. It doesn't affect the baby around loud or quiet noises. If you play a lullaby, it's not going to fall asleep. Yeah, so I guess that's the main thing. It does not record sound, so I mean if you're angry at it, go ahead, I guess, but probably not, because this is to train you for a real infant. And the last thing that I do have to say is, so the Realcare 3 babies have the sensors in their clothing and they can tell what they're wearing, and they have a heat control, like a climate sensor inside their body as well. So it tells the teacher what they were wearing. So you have the option of the little green onesie, you have the blue or the pink outfit, so the shirt and the pants. So have the option of the snowsuit and the bedtime pajamas, so making sure that you are changing the baby. But the nappy and the pants being off to do the quick nappy changes can only work with the Realcare 2 or 2+ babies. It won't work for the 3 babies because they actually have sensors in the clothing which alerts the teacher which clothing items were on and when they weren't on. So if the baby has no clothes on, it will alert the teacher that they're not on. Although you could probably skip this via putting the pants behind the baby and making sure that the chip is lined up where it should be. So like that would work. I just put the pants underneath where the baby is, and that way that chip is telling the baby that it has its pants on, hopefully. So that could be a little trick to get you out of troubles. Ask your teacher and tell me what your teachers say from your different schools if you get in trouble for the clothing or not. Please let me know. If you have any other questions, put them down below and I'll try and answer them. I hope this video gave you guys a helping hand. Good luck with the baby, and tell me what results you get. Tell me if you find any of the magnets cheap for any other students, and if you could comment down below where you get them from in your certain countries. So that would be awesome to help each other out. Thanks for watching, guys.